Well, hello there. And again, it's time for that blog that truly blazes. Blazing its way into your heart. This is Bob Decker and my friend Marissa Cohen.
Good to be back.
That's right. It's good to have her. Good to be here October 22nd here at Modern Zen, our home away from home, our holistic healing center here in Davie. And it's again time for the weekly tarot blog. The first card is the last card of the previous week's reading. Now that card is the Prince of Swords. Now the Prince of Swords gets attributed to Aquarius, and it's basically a very mental energy. It's a lot of ideas formulating around in the head, a lot of energy going possibly in different directions, because Aquarians could be like that. And although you may not be an Aquarian, you may have found yourself having a lot of mental energy, and maybe even at times feeling a little bit restless or irritable, because there's just so much energy being generated at this time. And I'm sure Marissa has more to say about that.
And what's interesting about that is where we were last week, we were trying Sun in Libra. So that was a trine energy, so it would have been balancing out that energy of sort of headiness, of being in the head, of not being able to escape your thoughts. And this week we're moving, actually, starting tomorrow, we're going to be moving out of Libra into Scorpio, so we're going to see a shift in that energy.
Ah. Yeah, that is interesting. Mm-hmm. That's very interesting. But speaking of Scorpio, we still have that Mars stuff going on.
Yes, we do.
We do. We got the Mars stuff just amping.
Yep.
The next card coming up is the Two of Wands. Mm-hmm. Mars and Aries.
Yep.
Now Mars rules Aries. It expresses itself very well through that cardinal fire sign. Cardinal signs are initiatory signs. They start stuff up. Mm-hmm. They stir things up. They make things happen. And that's exactly what Aries does. And that's exactly what Mars does. So we're going to come into a state of where we really take control. We really grab back control. We really dominate things. The card is called Dominion for a reason. Okay? And Mars in Aries is definitely Dominion. So if you have felt like things were getting a bit away from you, you're definitely going to grasp them and take strong control of them. What did you have to say about that?
Well, a couple of things. I mean, the Mars energy ties in on a few different levels. Number one, even though we're moving out of Libra, we still have Saturn in Libra, which is going to maybe put a little bit of restriction on the feeling that we need to move ahead, because Aries and Libra are opposite. But Mars in energy is fantastic. It's going to blaze through a lot. And also what's nice is that Mars-Aries energy is, of course, going to hook up with the other sign ruled by Mars, which is, of course, Scorpio. So again, we're having that double pull of energy pushing us to break through things, to break through blocks. And in the case of Scorpio, a very, very fixed, energetic, no-nonsense, emotional sign, whereas Aries is cardinal, no-nonsense warrior, but it's going to be a lot more blunt and fiery. So either way, we're being supported to move ahead with that.
But what's going to get interesting towards the end of this week, we're going to be coming into the energy of the Five of Swords. Now the Five of Swords, entitled Defeat, is attributed to Venus in Aquarius. Now that doesn't mean that we're going to suffer defeat, but we can be self-defeating. So we want to watch our mental energy. We want to watch where our thoughts go, because energy follows thought. So we want to be on guard against negative thinking, against letting ourselves sliding into negativity, and keeping things focused on what we want as opposed to what we don't want. And I'm sure you have more to say about Venus and Aquarius.
Oh, Venus and Aquarius is interesting, because Venus is the planet of love. Aquarius is sort of the sign of like loose mental energy. So when you put the two together, it can be a little bit discombobulating. yeah. To say the least.
My Venus is in Aquarius, so I know.
Right. So it's like Venus is about value, and she's about what we value romantically and what we value philosophically. And so with Aquarius, it'll be a lot about taking into account the creative lessons and the value of going your own path, doing your own thing, and with an eye toward creativity, love on a community level, because that's what Aquarius does. Mm-hmm. And also, starting, I believe it's tonight, we're going to have a full moon in Taurus.
Ah!
Which is interesting, because they say about the full moon that it ends things, because as of tomorrow, depending on which ephemeris you go whether it's either going to be tonight or tomorrow in terms of Sun moving into Scorpio, which means automatically we have a full moon in Taurus. So we're going to be feeling that push-pull energy of Scorpio-Taurus as well over the weekend, probably starting tonight and going into tomorrow. So that's interesting as well, because Scorpio and Taurus, again, with the fixed energy, very stubborn, very money conscious, and also very spiritually conscious with the Scorpio. So very interesting energy we're coming into right now.
Yeah, that is interesting. So the Scorpion is going to square off against
with the Taurus.
The bull.
Yeah.
Scorpions and bulls.
Scorpions and bulls, but they have a lot in common. They're both very strong-willed, they're both very stubborn, very money-oriented. Taurus is a little more looking at the value of things. Taurus is ruled by Venus, so the energy is going to be emotionally looking at the value of what's working, what's not working on a financial or a physical level. And Scorpio is going to be more stubborn and looking at things that are the way things are working on a deep, intense emotional level. So they're different, but they have a lot in common. So we're going to see that tonight and tomorrow, starting off.
Good to know. Good to know. Okay, well, if you want to learn more about astrology, especially your chart, okay, or you need somebody to talk to that departed on your behalf, this is the one right here.
And starting on Monday at Modern Zen, I'm kicking off a 4-week astrology class. That's going to be for the next 4 Mondays, starting Monday the 25th from 7 to 8 p.m. here at Modern Zen. For more information about that, you can call the store at 954-625-6775, or you can give me a shout by going to happyganesh.com, which is my website. And I'm also, if you're interested in, as Bob said, having a mediumship session, having an astrology chart done, I'm also a professional and award-winning writer and editor, so if you have any projects like that, you can also come to me for those things.
Yeah, please do. Send that work her way. She can definitely do it. She is very, very talented. And I'm a good reader myself. I've been reading for about 25 years, doing the tarot cards. I also do the Akashic records, and I'm a certified hypnotist trained in past life regression. The easiest way to get a hold of me is at www.bobdecker.net. All of my info's on there, all my contact info. I'm not too hard to get a hold of. Well, listen, friends, we really appreciate you watching the video, appreciate your support. We've gotten very kind comments from some of you folks, and those are sincerely appreciated. But on the other hand, all feedback, any and all feedback is appreciated. So whatever you want to say, just go ahead and say it. You know, I'm pretty thick-skinned. Let me know what you think of the blog, anything you feel should be changed, or anything you want to ask questions. You know, let us know in the comment section on YouTube or on my blog page, okay? Listen, we love you. We appreciate you once again. And till we see you again, or you see us again, many, many blessings.